I'm Bill.
I'm Melissa.
We're rocking in retirement. Today we're going to do a review of the 3 cruises that we took this year. One on the Disney Wish,
The Celebrity Reflection, and the Majestic Princess.
Before we get started, I just want to say that we don't take a lot of cruises. We've had about 8 cruises to date. We usually take 1 a year. This year we took 3, but by no means are we expert cruisers, and this is just a vlog on our opinion for what we experienced based upon our own demographics. So we'll start off with embarkation. I thought that the Celebrity was the best for embarkation. We got to the terminal with all 3 cruise lines. We got to the terminal and we went right in. But Celebrity hands you a frequently asked questions sheet as you go into the terminal. And this has a lot of things on it. When will your room be ready? Why do I need a CPass card? How to connect the Wi-Fi? Mandatory safety briefing, beverage package information. It's 2 pages, and it also has the decks that show where to go for your muster station. So I thought that was something that was very helpful, and none of the other cruise lines gave us anything like that.
Especially if you're a first-time cruiser and have no idea what you're supposed to do or where you're supposed to go. That was very helpful.
Yeah, each cruise line is different, and your first time on the cruise, it sometimes you need a little bit of help, and that helped us. But anyway, after we entered the terminal for all 3 cruise lines, we got through security on all 3, no problems. I even had 2 12-packs of soda in my carry-on, and it was no problem. And we got through security. The one difference, which is why another reason I like Celebrity, is we went right over to the embarkation door and went right on the ship. No wait. With Majestic Princess, we had about a 20-minute wait. We were given a number and had to wait for our number to be called. And with Disney, we had about an hour wait, and you go in with groups on Disney. Now, one thing I will say about Disney is at noon, they let all the groups go on. They stopped calling you by groups, which I thought was very helpful, but still we had an hour wait. Also on Celebrity, as soon as you get on the ship, you can go to your room and drop off your carry-on. You don't have to take those all over the ship with you. You get your CPass card at your room and lock your carry-ons in your room, and then you go off and do what you have to do, which in most cases is either go eat or prepare for your muster station. So we'll talk about the muster station next.
The muster that we did was a lot better than Disney and Princess. You could go on their app and watch a little video, and then when you're done, you go to your muster station that's assigned to you, and you just check in with the customer service people there, and they check you off that you've completed it, and you're good to go.
With Disney and with Majestic Princess, you had to wait for everybody in your muster station to be present before you were excused. So, Majestic Princess, it was crowded and people stepping over each other, and seemed to be very disorganized. With Disney, of course, they're back to the pre-COVID days where they actually do the demonstrations and do the whole thing. I don't think anything on Disney is automated, so you can't do anything ahead of time.
And that
so,
was very crowded too.
yes, it was. So the celebrity reflection gets our best, most efficient muster station procedures. All right, let's talk about our room. I think Disney has the best room when you compare the rooms that we were on. On the Disney Wish that we took this year, we were in a handicap accessible room, which was bigger than most rooms and laid out a little bit different. So I don't want to talk about that because I want to compare apples to apples, and I want to talk about the basic deluxe ocean view stateroom with veranda on Disney versus the Majestic Princess balcony stateroom and the Celebrity Deluxe Ocean View stateroom with veranda. On the Disney, the room is about 203 square feet, and has a balcony with about 43 square feet. It has a split bathroom, and that has a vanity sink and a shower in one part, and a half bathroom with a vanity sink and toilet with another part. That is very convenient for two people getting ready in the morning, and we really like that aspect of the Disney room. It comes with a queen-size bed, and it had lots of USB ports and electrical outlets. The other thing I like about the Disney room is that it has a curtain that you can pull across, which separates the bed from the couch and the desk, so that while one person is sleeping, the other person can actually get up and go into the other area and shut the curtain, and you can turn on a light or read or whatever you want to do without really disturbing the other person. There was nothing like that on the Celebrity or the Princess.
For the Majestic Princess, the balcony, we had a stateroom, 222 square feet. Balcony was 41 square feet. Had the bathroom with a shower and a queen-size bed. And they had conveniently located the USB and electrical outlets in the room.
But ranking third on the list was the room with our Celebrity Reflection Deluxe Ocean View Stateroom with veranda. It is 194 square feet with a balcony of 54 square feet, has a bathroom and a shower and a king-size bed. So that part of it was fine. We like the Disney bathroom better, but the king-size bed was nice, and the room was big enough. We didn't need anything really bigger, so it wasn't that much smaller than the other two cruise line rooms. However,
it needs updating and refurbishment. The ship itself is beautiful. It's an older ship, but the room shows wear and tear. The tables showed wear and tear along with the couch. The balcony just looked dirty, like they weren't keeping it up. They had a table out there that had some scraped off paint, and it looks like they just took paint and painted over it. Wasn't very becoming of a beautiful ship like the Reflection. The decor inside was also dated. The bathroom was nice, except for some of the tiles in the shower looked like they were worn or mildewy. Just wasn't updated the way you think a ship should be looking.
Also, there were no USB ports, and the only electrical outlets, there were two of them, they were over by the desk. So that was really inconvenient, and they really need to upgrade that aspect of the rooms. All right, next we're going to talk about food. Of course, when we got on all three ships, the first thing we did was go to the buffet because it was lunchtime and we wanted to eat lunch. So we did that on all three ships. And one of the things is that with Disney, Celebrity, and Majestic, the Princess, they had someone standing there where telling you either to wash your hands, which is on the Disney ships, or with the other two cruise lines, they spray some disinfectant on your hands and you rub them together, which is, I think, very important in this day and age. However, I will say that for the Celebrity, Reflection, and the Majestic Princess, there wasn't always someone there each time you went in. There were times I went up for breakfast on the Celebrity Reflection, and there was no one there. Now there's a hand sanitizer that you can press and
do it yourself.
But there was no one there, and there were people walking in and weren't doing it. And the same thing on the Majestic Princess. It seemed like at Disney there was someone there all the time.
I think they had actual sinks too, where
yes,
they would
you
say,
washed your hands.
You wash your hands and you dry them off, and they're standing there watching you, and they're making sure everybody that comes in goes over to the sink and doesn't bypass them. Where if you don't have anybody there on the other two ships, you know, have they washed their hands before they went into the buffet?
But let's talk about the food. First of all, I think Disney's menu and food is better than the other two cruise lines. It seems to be just better selection, better pairings. We used to get a lobster night. We didn't have a lobster night on the Disney Wish this time. I don't know if it was because the length of the cruise. I'm not sure why, but they would have that. They all had, I think, probably filet mignon, but it just seems to me that we prefer the Disney menu for dinner better than the others.
For the buffets, well, for the dinners, we went to Arendelle one night. It was a frozen dinner adventure. It's very crowded, number one. Our tables were on top of each other. You could hardly pull out your chair to sit down. And then they had a stage kind of in the middle of the room, and they would have a dinner show with the people from Frozen singing, live singing, playing guitars and playing violins. It was very loud. I mean, we could hardly hear our waiter, and the people that we sat with, it was like you had to shout at them through your conversation. That's just, it's annoying that you can't have a conversation and can't have a dinner. And I can understand, you know, they got little kids and everything, and there were a ton of kids in there, and they were having a good time and everything, but it was just like they need to do something about the noise level.
But, you know, it was noisy, and I think not all the tables had a good view of the stage. So if you had kids and you didn't have a good view of the stage, you really couldn't see what was going on, and you couldn't hear what was going on because it was so noisy.
Right.
So they have rotational dining, and so you go to a different restaurant. We went to the 1923 restaurant, and that was very nice. It was
think it was based on, was it Walt's date of birth, 1923?
It's separated. So there's the Walt Disney portion of it, and there's a Roy Disney. So they have at least separated. So you're not all packed into one restaurant. And you're assigned your restaurant by your room number. So you don't really, we didn't know which restaurant to go to. We just happened to end up in the line for the Roy Disney, I think is the one we went in, and it was the right one. And of course, every night you sit with the same group of people at the same table number.
And you have the same waiters that follow you
Yes.
through the different restaurants.
And then the third rotational dinner was at the Worlds of Marvel.
Again, tables were on top of each other. Even the waiter had problems getting in behind the table to get everybody's order. Very loud. And then they had a dinner time show while you were trying to eat and talk. You know, so people had to like stop, or the kids were stopping and watching. It was very, how do you want to say it? It was just very loud. And then at the end, they had Spider-Man come in. So Spider-Man's running through the tables. But I do say he came to everybody's table to say hello and chat for a second, which was nice. I mean, for the kids, they had a good time with that.
But it was very crowded with tables right next to each other. I mean, you didn't have room to get out. We couldn't get out between the two tables that we were by. There was no room to squeeze through. And we didn't notice this on previous Disney sailings. This was a new innovation, I think, for Disney, and I don't think it works out that well. Just didn't seem, in the 5 other Disney cruises we've taken, there were little shows going on, but they weren't as immersive, and we weren't packed in like sardines. For the Reflection, the Celebrity Reflection, and the Majestic Princess, we went to the main dining room, and there was no big show going on, and we just had our meal with the people we sat with. Of course, the Majestic Princess was really an outlier because we went on a group cruise. So we were part of a group. So every night we'd meet with our group and, sit with them, and a little different vibe than the other 2 cruise ships. The dinners were fine, but I just think the menu on the Disney ships was a little bit better menu. But now we'll talk about the buffets.
Marceline's Market Buffet. They have hours on it now when it's open. So Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 10:45, and then it closes down to change for lunch from 12 to 2. I didn't feel that it had quite the a lot more food than the Celebrity Reflection or the Majestic Princess. Seemed like they had not changed their menu, but just didn't have a lot of selections as the other buffets did. For what little they had, it was good. They had plenty of seating, more seating than I think they had of the buffet line itself.
I really like the Reflections buffet. It's the Ocean View Cafe, and What I really like about it is they had a great selection of food, but more importantly, they had great hours. They have an early riser's breakfast that starts at 6:30 a.m. They have regular breakfast, they have late breakfast, they have lunch, they have tea time, they have dinner, and they have late night. Late night ends at 2 a.m. So they're basically open 24 hours. Now they do, for about a half hour, switch between each of those times to switch out the food and everything. So they aren't open 24 hours, but they are open so much more conveniently than the Marceline's Market. And because of that, I like that. In addition, we had main dining for dinner one night. The rest of the nights, we went to the buffet for dinner. It was so much that they had to offer that we felt that we could probably pick out what we wanted, our better selections at the buffet rather than off the menu. So I would say that the Celebrity Reflection was our #1 buffet. The one thing I did miss was shrimp. Disney has the unlimited shrimp, and they only had shrimp one day on the Celebrity Reflection.
One day they had it, yeah.
But that's minuscule to the other advantages of the Ocean View Cafe on the Celebrity. Of course, after you eat, you want to get some exercise. Some of us have to walk a number of steps each day. And all 3 of the ships have a fitness center, so you can go and use the fitness center. But if you want to do something outside, hands down to the Celebrity Reflection. They have a jogging track on the 15th deck. It's an 1/8 of a mile. And if you are walking, you can get off the track, go all the way forward, go around the ship, connect back with the track, go all the way aft, come back, and reconnect with the track. So if you're walking, you can go forward to aft, around the ship, around the same deck. It works out well. If you're jogging, you probably should stay on the track. So you would have to make multiple trips on the track to get in your, whatever you were running for. But for walking, that you could go from forward to aft. Unfortunately, Disney, the new ships, you cannot do that. You have to walk part of the deck, then go upstairs to another deck, and walk on that deck, and then go upstairs to another deck. There's nothing that goes around on one deck from forward to aft. It was very hard for me to get my steps in on the Disney that I wanted to. And the Majestic Princess, well, we're not going to talk about that because they do have a sports deck where you can walk around. But it was a trip to Alaska, and I didn't use the outside of the ship that much. We went out and did excursions every day into the towns. I got my steps in walking in the towns. So I didn't use it. I didn't see anyone actually out there on the ship. That, again, it's an outlier. Maybe if we take a princess ship to the Bahamas or the Caribbean, I'll have a different review about that. But I really don't think you can count the Majestic Princess in on that type of evaluation.
For entertainment, we love Celebrity Reflection. They had entertainment. It was just about every night they had entertainment for the adults, and it was just top-notch entertainment in the what was the name
Reflection
of it?
Theater.
Reflection Theater. They also had game shows going on throughout the ship. The music going on, different game shows. They had trivia in different parts. They even had karaoke.
And the one thing about karaoke is they had two types. They had live karaoke, where you actually sang with a band, a live band, and then they had the traditional karaoke. That was very fun. We didn't do it, but we watched people do it.
Even with the game shows, I mean, we didn't participate in them, but we sat in the audience, and it was really good. I mean, they had finished the lyrics, where they would play a song and then you would have to finish the lyrics. They had another show called Whispers, and they had a screen behind the contestant, and you had to get the contestant to say that line, but they had headphones with music blaring in them, so they couldn't hear anything, so they had to read your lips to guess what the sentence was behind them. That was really funny. It was good, even if you didn't participate in it. It was very entertaining.
And one of the passengers even said the best part of that wasn't watching the contestant, it was watching the audience trying to get the contestant to say the word. So it was a multifunctional game show. Also, this cruise we participated in trivia. We did classic trivia, we did I think we did music trivia. Trivia is offered on the other ships, but it just seemed to flow right into really participating in all the activities on the ship. It was really fun.
It was fun. We didn't do too well, but we had a good time doing it.
And the grand foyer on the third floor, from the minute we got on this ship, something was playing down there. It was either live, or they had a DJ, or they had a game. And the same thing on the pool deck. On the pool deck, they had live music, they had a DJ. It seemed like there was something going on at all times. So the entertainment on the Celebrity Reflection was, we thought, really, really good. All right, the next thing we want to talk about is the pools. Disney, disappointed in your new ships. Your pools are small and just not really a nice pool area. You've got on deck 12, you've got the Goofy pool and Donald's pool, two small pools. On deck 11, you've got Mickey's pool and three other small pools. For the adults, you have a Quiet Cove pool and a pool that overlooks the ocean while you're in it. But they're all small.
They're very small. I mean, you can fit.
They don't have like the other Disney ships where you just have the pool deck where you have one big pool. They don't have those anymore. They just have the small pools, which we didn't like. The Reflection, on their pool deck, they've got two pools, nice sized pools, surrounded by 4 hot tubs. They have a solarium that has a pool and 2 hot tubs. That was really nice if you wanted to use. I don't think we ever saw a hot tub that was too crowded. I mean, if we wanted to go in a hot tub, we could go get into the hot tub. They were not packed full. And the pools, there were a lot of people sitting around the pools that had drinks and were enjoying it, but still, if we wanted to go into a pool, we could have gone into the solarium pool because I don't think it was used that much. Again, The Majestic Princess is an outlier. We were in Alaska. We didn't go into the pool. They do have a what they call the Hollywood Pool Club. They have it's like a solarium. They have a nice pool in there with 2 hot tubs. And on their deck, they've got 2 pools and 2 hot tubs. But again, you're in Alaska. I don't think anyone was swimming in the pools. And again, we'll have to go on a princess cruise to the Bahamas or the Caribbean to see how the pools really compare. But I think the pools on the Celebrity were the nicest. The solarium on the Majestic Princess was the nicest. And Disney, you're just at the bottom. I will say this about the solarium on the Celebrity. The older passengers, older than us passengers, all hung out in the solarium, and it was busy, packed all the time because that's where they camped out. So not in the pool itself, but on all the lounge chairs in the solarium. So we did not hang out in the solarium.
Outdoor rides. Disney is the best for outdoor rides. They had the Aqua Mouse for the kids and for the adults. On the other 2 ships, Celebrity Reflection and Majestic Princess, they don't have any rides.
So I think Disney does take the #1 spot for that. That is very nice. Even though their pools are limited, being able to go on the ride, we went on the Aqua Mouse, and on their other ships we've gone on to their whatever they have. So that is, I think, a plus. So that's very nice. One of the things that I really wouldn't put as a category, but I have to mention, and it's called the friendliness, specifically the friendliness of the fellow passengers. I was astounded at the friendliness of the Celebrity Reflection passengers. They were so friendly. We didn't know anybody, we weren't part of a group, but we felt like we were with family. The way people would talk to us, the way people would greet us, say goodbye to us, getting on and off the elevators, walking in the hallways. They were extraordinary, and something I've never experienced on any of the other cruises we've ever taken. Most times you get on an elevator and people are either whispering to each other or they don't talk at all, they don't look at you. This was totally different, and if this is the way passengers are on Celebrity ships, we will definitely take more Celebrity cruises because that was very, very nice. But
The staff.
the staff on the Celebrity Reflection were not friendly at all.
Which, that's what we encountered. It might not be for everybody, but while we were there, we were kind of surprised.
Most of our cruises have been taken on the Disney ships, and the Disney crew are very friendly. They introduce themselves to you. You get to know your room attendant by name. You get to know your servers because they follow you from restaurant to restaurant. You pass them in the hallway, they smile, say have a great day. Very, very great staff. Disney does an excellent job there. But the Reflection, people would not look at you. They wouldn't say hi to you if you passed them. We didn't know the name of our room attendant. I might have already said that. Um, the only person that introduced themselves to us was our main dining room head server. When we sat down, he introduced himself and talked to us. And then later that evening, the manager of the restaurant came over, but really the only reason he came over was to try to sell us an upgrade to one of the restaurants that you have to pay
One of the
to.
specialty restaurants.
Yeah, he really wasn't there to really greet you. He was there to sell to you. But at least he spoke to you. But the rest of the staff on the reflection, and again, that was our impression for our stay, very, very unfriendly.
The drinks. Celebrity Reflection had drink stations, and they offered fruit punch, lemonade, tea, water, coffee, any soda. You would have to buy a drink package along to cover alcoholic drinks also.
And the same thing with the Majestic Princess. If you wanted a drink package, both people in your room had to have a drink package. So you didn't pay for one package, you had to pay for two. And the big thing with that is the alcohol portion. Because if you're a drinker and you drink during the day or drink during the night, many drinks, this package is probably worth it. But if you just drink maybe one drink every 2 days, or one cocktail with your meal, definitely cheaper to go on the pay by drink on the or on any of them for an alcoholic. Even Disney, they offer a package for your alcoholic drinks. But the big thing is that Melissa does have a cocktail with her meals. I don't. I drink Coke products, which is why I brought my own soda. But with Disney, I don't have to worry about that. I can just go up to one of their stations and get a cup of whatever I want to drink, whatever Coke product I want to drink, and at any time. So Disney, as far as the drinks, I think is for us the better drink package. Again, we don't buy the package. I've got free soda, and Melissa can buy a single drink, a cocktail with her meal.
And I just wanted to interject something here. When you get to your stateroom on the Celebrity Reflection, your refrigerator, if you open it up, it's packed with soda and little bottles of alcohol and water. That stuff's not free. If you take any of that stuff, they're going to charge you. So we had requested that our refrigerator be emptied out so we could add our own soda into there. And the same way with the water that's on your desk that they leave you. I think it's Evian water that they left. Don't open that. Don't drink that, because you will be charged.
Also with the drink package, we had the drink package as part of our fare on the group cruise to Alaska. And we would ask our server or the staff person coming around taking orders, we would ask for drinks, and sometimes the drinks never came. Sometimes you had to wait a half an hour to an hour. Very poor service on the Majestic Princess for paying for a drink package and then having to wait for your drinks. That was really poor service. On the Celebrity Reflection, we didn't have a drink package, and when they came around and asked us if we wanted a drink, and we said no, they didn't keep coming back and saying, "Do you want a drink? Do you want a drink?" They were fine. They left you alone, and they didn't keep harassing you. So you didn't really feel like you needed to get a drink. And same way, I think, on Disney, they would ask you if you wanted a drink if you were on the pool deck or someplace. And, if you said no, they just didn't keep coming back and trying to get you to get a drink. So I will say that the Majestic Princess, for having a drink package, wasn't worth it because, number one, we didn't drink all the alcohol that we could have drank each day.
What did they say? It would cover 15 drinks a day?
Something like that, yeah. And, but they did, why have a drink package when they aren't going to bring you your drink? So I don't know what the issue was with that. All right, the internet packages. All three offer internet packages. We had an internet package as part of our fare for our trip to Alaska. But I would say it's a convenience. If you need it, you get it. But if you don't need it, sometimes it's nice to not have to be checking for emails and text messages on a cruise that you're there for a vacation to relax. The only downside to that is every one of these cruise lines have an app, and you have to get on your phone to look up things on either where things are on the deck or what the schedule is. So you're on your phone anyway, but not having internet prevents you from spending more time than not on your phone than just relaxing. And speaking of schedules, the Celebrity and the Majestic Princess still give you a printout each day of the day's activities. Disney no longer gives you a printout. So you have to use your phone to see what's going on for that day. We like these because we can bring them home and we can look over the things that we did and refresh ourselves with the cruise. So we really like that.
Kid friendly would be Disney, hands down. I mean, they are fantastic.
If you have kids, Disney is the one. And I said this before, is that if you're looking at going to the parks, the prices are exorbitant to stay at a resort and to go into a park. If you compare the price to going on a cruise, your kids would be just as happy on a cruise because Disney does cruises right. And you can get a lower cost cruise depending on the time of year. But Disney caters to the kids. They've got the meet and greets. They've got the themed areas. They've got the pools and the water rides. Your kids will not be disappointed. The shows are catered to the kids. On our last cruise, we went to Aladdin and Beauty and the Beast, maybe. They really cater to kids, and I didn't see anything. I know they had activities for kids on the Reflection. I didn't see anything that kids would be doing, and there weren't a lot of kids on the Reflection.
There weren't hardly any.
Yeah, the Celebrity Reflection was mainly for around our age group, older people, not real old people, although they were there, but it wasn't really for, and there were families there too, but I think the majority were probably in their 50s, 60s, and older. And then finally, price. The Disney cruise cost us approximately 4 times what it cost us to go on Celebrity. Celebrity was very economical, and I don't want to talk about the Majestic Princess because again that was a group cruise to Alaska. It was more expensive. It was probably half the price of a Disney cruise to Alaska, but in cruising, I can't really compare the prices until we take a princess cruise to the Bahamas or the Caribbean, and then apples to apples, and that isn't right. But for both the Disney and the Celebrity, we went to the Bahamas and back, and so it was 4 nights, 5 days. Disney cost 4 times more than our Celebrity. So Celebrity, you're win hand down. For everything that we did on Celebrity, we really enjoyed, and we'll certainly take another Celebrity cruise in the future.
Yeah, I agree. Celebrity was great. I'd like to go on some of their other ships.
Now, just as a side note, we had to drive to Fort Lauderdale for the Celebrity, and if I have a choice, I'll never do that again. Port Canaveral is closer and more accessible. Fort Lauderdale took us 3.5 hours to get there, 4.5 hours to get back. Lots and lots of traffic for lots and lots of miles. It really was not enjoyable getting to the cruise port and getting back home versus Port Canaveral. So we'll try to cruise more out of Port Canaveral, but we do have another cruise coming up next May. That'll be on the Royal Caribbean, so we'll be able to take another cruise. Now, Royal Caribbean is part of the family that Celebrity is part of too, so I don't know how different it'll be than the Celebrity, but we'll see, and we're looking forward to do that. We also have some other cruise lines that we'll probably check out.
Norwegian, maybe MSC.
Holland America. So we have some things on our bucket list ahead of us. I wouldn't mind going back to Alaska. I don't want to do that. It's not in my near future, but I'd go back to Alaska again. That was beautiful. And I'd like to do Panama Canal.
Yeah.
That would be a longer cruise, probably the longest cruise we would ever have taken. But that's something that would be on my bucket list to do.
Yep.
All right, and with that,
We're done. So I guess we'll see you next time. Keep on rocking.